a lot of memories in that building. I'm a firm believer.
41 points, 51, unbelievable. Oh, into Michael Jordan. Look at Jordan.
I make no regrets.
The greatest.
Coming back home to Chicago.
Remember when you could say with a straight face that Chicago was America's best sports city? Cubs and White Sox alternately appeared poised to break out of their century-long slumbers. The Bears won a Super Bowl. The Hawks made the Stanley Cup Finals. And always there was Michael. Chicago's love affair with MJ played out on the court for the final time last night. At least that's what we're led to believe, as the city now desperately starved for a winner paid tribute to its greatest star. MJ and the Wizards visiting the Bulls. His first pro game in Chicago, also against Washington back in '84. Ah, the closure. Time for the famous introduction of MJ.
From North Carolina, at guard, 6'6", Michael Jordan.
After a 4-minute standing ovation, MJ ready to address the crowd.
I love y'all. Still support the Chicago Bulls. Thank you for support over the years. I love y'all. Thank you very much.
When the lights were dimmed to introduce the Bulls after that, the crowd booed. MJ taking the floor and hits the jumper. First points of the game, still in the first. MJ backs in and misses the fadeaway. It's not a great night for him. For those not intrigued by the game so far, though, the house that Jordan built brings us some vintage Jordan highlights. Crowd stood and cheered again. They kind of like Michael in Chicago. That's the theme here. As for the current Bulls, Eddie Robinson takes it to MJ and gets the layup. Bulls up by 9 at the half. Third quarter, MJ does make the highlight reel. Comes up with the loose ball, switches to the left hand and lays it in. Quite the layup against the Lakers, but pretty close. It's still pretty special. Man, still got it. This is one of Jordan's vintage moves as well, but not quite this time. The fadeaway doesn't go over Jalen Rose. Michael befuddled. Just 7 points after 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, Bulls pulling away. Marcus Fizer hooping the foul. And then Fizer again, 11 points in the first 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter, 18 in the game. Final 3 minutes, Bulls down by 6. MJ working the baseline. His 9th point, his final field goal in Chicago. $1:30 to go, Bulls by 2. Fizer coming up with the loose ball and into the lane. Bulls win at 104-97. Jordan riding off into the sunset, 11 points in the game. So is this really it?
I wanted to be really short, get it over with, and obviously the fans had their different things in mind. I just feel it's come to an end. I feel that, it's my gut. I've always gone with my gut all my career. Me calling it the end of my career is something I truly want to do, and for anybody that wishes to see me continue to play, I mean, that's great, but that's not what my gut is saying, and I have to go with that.
MJ's loss in the Windy City, a real rarity. His teams won nearly 82% of the games they played there, including an amazing 124 out of 134 at the United Center. The number's not quite as awe-inspiring at the old Chicago Stadium, although that probably had significantly less to do with Michael than it did with Brad Sellers, Juwan Oldham, and Granville Waiters, just to name a few.
Coming up, Tiger.